I think what you saw here tonight was a pretty competitive volleyball match. If you look across the box score, it's like they didn't miss a serve the entire match. They had 4 aces. We didn't block very well, and you don't know what to blame that on, us or them hitting the ball well. And I thought, Clement, I would have expected she hit better than 175, but we did. I guarantee all 5 of those errors were blocks. I don't think she had it unforced. So, they kept it very competitive, and I felt like we were not as good at, disruption and scoring serving points. We did have 7 aces, which is good, but they seemed to pass well. It was a very interesting match, and each game was competitive until about 18 points, and then we started to pull away, and that's what this team's been good at doing. I feel like Deedra played a really good game, not just as a setter, but she did a lot of extra things today. She had that point run in set 2 after we were down 7-1 that got us back in it. And then at the end of set 3, she made 2 or 3 great plays in a row. That one where she saved the ball and got it over the net, we won that rally. Then she got a dump and a block on Felicia. So she was all over the place doing a lot of things for us at critical times in the match. Sam had another outstanding, just solid day all the way around. The outside hitters started off not being very effective in the first set, and then they both picked it up. I was kind of into them a little bit tonight, both Michelle and Marley, and I thought they stepped it up and both played much, much better as the match went on. I think in set 2, Michelle Lawrence was like 8 for 9, something like that. So, and I guess that's what we got to do to beat Air Force. They look pretty good. I mean, they're much improved. They're way better than when we played them in the Springs. I'm surprised they've only won 3 matches, and I think that team's got a good future ahead of them. So, anyway, I'm glad to win in 3 tonight. Now we're going to give these guys a couple of days off and then get ready for a very tough road trip.
Can you talk a little bit about just clinching at least a share of the Mountain West title tonight? No.
We want to win all the Mountain West games, what we want to do. That's really, because I don't want to let the air out of the balloon.
Right.
You know what I mean? We need to stay focused. It's great to get a goal, but we've got to stay focused and win matches right now.
It seems like their main play was go to Clement on the left side of the net. I mean, when a team does that over and over, does it just get easier to shut down?
Again, I thought she would have hit better numbers than this because I thought she was having a lot of success. But we blocked her a few times, which was big. It's like last night with, Riddle. If it's working, they're going to keep doing it. And that kid's a dynamic. Clement's a dynamic hitter who can get kills, and she gets most of them coming off the line blocker. And you just have to be disciplined and try to put good blocks up.
Deedra, just a little bit about just to be part of a program like this that's been so consistent. I mean, before you got here too, but just how you guys just keep it going over the years.
Got me.
Well, honestly, it's an honor because obviously we had nothing to do with it before we got here, and we just want to keep that tradition going as long as we can and do our part to be part of Ring Volleyball.
Deedra, serves tonight. What were you doing to get that 4 aces in that one rally and 5 total?
Well, we were down at first, so I was just trying to focus on getting the ball in so that we could rally and point score. And then once I found my groove and rhythm, then I started going harder and got some aces.
Jamie, did you kind of expect to get the fight out of Air Force that you guys did tonight? I know you guys found yourselves down in every set, especially the second when you guys are down like 7-1. Kind of what it takes to come back from something like that.
I can't say I was expecting to be in that big of a deficit, but I definitely was expecting them to fight for it. I have a lot of respect for Air Force. They're a really scrappy team, and we did expect them to be great defensively, and they were.
Sam, you had a pretty strong presence on the net there, especially in the second set. Was it kind of something that you had realized that they were setting up Clement over and over again, and something that you guys just made the adjustment to contain?
Yeah, I think we ended up getting more touch blocks as the match went on, but still not as many stuffs as we would have liked to block for point. But, I mean, even recognizing that she's a great player, and we need to be able to adjust to players like that better than we did.
25 straight ties the conference record. I know that that's something that you guys try not to focus on, but clearly that's got to say something about your team, Tom.
Yeah, it is. They're incredibly consistent. This is a wonderful group of people. They're more composed than I am, for sure. And my hat's off to them, because they're just doing it, and they're going out every day and doing it. And I don't think. I think the reason that they're doing it is because it's not like they're focusing on we need to have a long winning streak. They're just going out and playing every day. And we got some good competitors on this team. Some kids that step up at the right times and make great plays. And they're special.
Yeah, Jamie, your 6th game of the season with 20 digs. What kind of adjustment do you make from game to game to make sure you get your hands on those balls?
I don't know that I really make an adjustment. It's just about getting in a groove and adapting to each hitter. Because I think the hitters tonight had a tendency they hit some sharp cross balls, and then out of system they would go deep corner. So I think it's just addressing what each hitter does in different situations and kind of learning that and adapting to it.
I'll make another comment on it. The last team to win this many in a row was also the last team to run the table, and the only team to run the table in the Mountain West Conference. And that was in 2003. And the one person besides me that's left from that team is my director of operations, Bree Frey. And she's sitting back very quietly. And I think she wants this team to do it too. But she was there when we went 14-0 in conference and then won the conference tournament. And no one's done it since. And I think this team would like to do that.
So to be mentioned in the same sentence as a team like that, I mean, obviously that says something.
Yeah,
Do you guys ever?
The team was ranked 9th in the country.
Do you ever,
so were we.
Do you ever take a time to stop and kind of take that in, or is it?
I take it in occasionally, but I also know that the way, seriously, and it's cliche, but the way to do it is to just do it one match at a time, and you have to be good at preparation, and you got to understand where your team's at. And for example, I think, we are tired. This group is tired mentally and physically because it's that time of the year. You know what I mean? And they need rest. What I need to do is pare back practices so that they're shorter but still productive, and let these guys' legs get their legs back under them so that we can be a little bit more athletic as we finish out this season. And those are the things that we've got to do. Those things you got to focus on as a coach, and then they, as players, have to just try to continue to be good.